Pimento University. Pimento U. Good old P.U.
The air outside is cold, yet it's 98 degrees outside. 3 months ago, Smogon announced that there would be no more traditional tier shifts, only drops. I still remember that day. It was like it happened 3 months ago. But everywhere I look, street walls plastered with missing posters, cartons of milk with pictures of lost Pokemon, and constant news coverage of sudden abductions, like an annoying ringing in your ear, except it never goes away. As of July 2026, 16 Pokemon were reported missing. Since then I felt a chill, and I couldn't shake it off. Even the Waffle House I occupy is eerily empty. That's when you know something is wrong. But never mind. The people want answers. I want answers. And I'm the only one who can give it to them. I'm the only one that can crack this case. Pause. Private Detective Amphibians. Uh-oh. A brawl is brewing again. Can't talk about Mons in this ruckus.
Ah, the wedding! I've waited so long for this! Oh, look at her in that dress! Count Lionel? What's he doing here?
I've come to reclaim my bride.
You had your chance at the cotillion, you!
You had your chance at the cotillion, you!
That's what I'm saying!
Throughout Heatran's entire life, she's been a part of the OU tier. Yet, something changed in Gen 9. The ground began to shake more. But Heatran's burning love for Wellspring kept it OU proper. Alas, Heatran scorched while Wellspring washed them up with pain. Taste the pain. However, Wellspring would find herself in a meta more prepared for her. Sturdier checks and more calculated team compositions designed to limit Wellspring's points of entry. Kyurem gave the pair a run for their money, and it was stronger than ever after the Assault Vest set made it a popular glue Pokemon. Being a Steel-type 4 times weak to Earth power was a hard pass for a lot of teams. Assault Vest, Hisui, and Samurott became more popular, littering spikes and walling Heatran. During World Cup, Wellspring got into a heated argument with Heatran due to her recent lackluster performance in OU. It escalated to Wellspring clicking Ivy Cudgel and Heatran out of displaced anger. Fed up, Heatran ghosted the ogre and fled to Underused. Her talent in checking Weavile and clicking rocks will be greatly appreciated, unlike her ex.
I fucking hate Doomjury.
Odie, this is the worst place I could possibly be. Correction, this is the worst place I could possibly be.
Iron Crown has always been on the lower end of OU usage. It was good enough and not good enough all at once. But Iron Crown went missing after attending the local rave. It was future themed. Fortunately, I have an eyewitness with me today to explain what went down. Meloetta. She was performing during the rave Iron Crown attended, and she's standing next to the real eyewitness, Goobius Caesar. He has come here to explain that Iron Crown wasn't abducted. It was feeling insecure and left the rave. But why? Tell me.
Iron Crown has always been a decent sweeper in the OU tier, but strong competition from the other Paradox Pokemon such as Iron Moth, Iron Valiant, and Raging Bolt, who have more power and or speed, has left it hanging on by a thread in OU for most of its time. However, in 2026, its time has finally come. Despite a couple of impressive performances in high-level tournaments, Iron Crown is no longer OU by usage. The increasing usage of Iron Treads as a Steel type option, and the continued power and reliability of the previously mentioned Paradox Pokemon, has made it too hard for most people to justify using Iron Crown over other sweepers who can do the job way more easily and much more consistently. The Terra Blast ban was another slight nerf to Iron Crown, making it a less versatile sweeper. But even if it stayed, Crown's days of being OU by usage were always going to come to an end.
This new Simpson season fucking sucks, man.
My wife is dead! I want to take the life right now! Did somebody say life?
Tyranitar was last seen. Oh god, this one hurts so much. It was believed that Tyranitar was shot dead on this day, but the sand I came across in the park while investigating suggested otherwise. My first thought was that it came from the playground, or was left behind by a rogue Hippowdon. But this is green sand, and only one can produce green sand. This case involves yet another love story. Excadrill. The two have been lovers since 2010. It was like a romance only found in Disney movies and Hallmark rom-coms. The only time Tyranitar was without Excadrill was in Gen 8, and I was the unhappiest the kaiju has ever felt. Fast forward to the early morning of the first day of 2026, Tyranitar was excited knowing he and Excadrill were projected to be OU together, but the king was left without his queen. Tyranitar's 8th generation long reign continues, but he felt empty. Even more so, the meta Tyranitar shifted and changed. The screen's moral panic has simmered down, his grocery list of weaknesses and his wall-breaking capabilities being determined by predictions made it harder for the average player to make him work. Tyranitar is a dark type that can't switch into Goldango, which is a turnoff for many players where Hisuian Samurott and other bulky dark types would provide more consistent results. The Terra Blast ban was an indirect nerf to Sand because Excadrill loses the ability to break through its common checks, and it buffs Terra Blast fairy victims like Zamazenta and Great Tusk. Tyranitar could just stay in OU for the rest of the generation, but he left it all behind to be with Excadrill. And there he is now, on the grill, while his Excadrill prepares the table. And you know what? If Tyranitar's happy, I'm happy. Oh, who am I kidding? Tyranitar, come back! Clefable misses you. Slowking misses you. Even Zapdos misses you.
This is my victory! That's right! I win!
Telegram for the Dover boys. Mrs. Tom, Dick, and Larry, Caraway with Tavern Upper Bottleneck, New York. Says, quote, help! Unquote. Signed, you. 35 cents collect.
Mew is currently held hostage by the RU Council. After a week of silence, RU tier leader the Franklin publicly disclosed their demands. They posted a picture on Instagram of a red feather with ink on the top. The text reads, "Bring back the bird." They hoped that UU would comply, but to their disappointment, the only response they got was,
"Keep it."
"Why?"
I think you know why.
I don't! Why are you winking at me? Mew's primarily on offense, but current UU hyper offenses prefer other strats like screens or sun over hazard stack. This is because of the raw firepower they have access to, such as Manaphy and Slitherwing, something offensive hazard stack lost with the banning of Overpon Cornerstone. It's better for hyper offense to ram through their opponents than to stress over keeping hazards up. The current meta is also built around punishing Spike Stack, between the rise of Mandibuzz to avoid spin block 50-50s versus Sinatra teams, and Donphan being commonplace in high-level tournament settings. Spike Stacking balance, though, has the longevity to keep hazards up through a war of attrition, so it remains strong to this day.
I'm fast. I'm so fast!
Regieleki was last seen protesting near Finchinator's house, advocating for the unban of Terrablast. Being a Terrablastice addict his whole life, Regieleki has been struggling to make a name for itself, living paycheck to paycheck. There was simply too many grounds it needed to cover. UU was no different, made worse since Donphan and Excadrill served as both rockers and competition for Regieleki. Yes, Regieleki does threaten the spike-stacking merchant Skarmory, but it's difficult to pass off the additional utility other hazard removers offer. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, Regieleki quick dropped after the Terra Blast ban. I guess Ryu gets extra hazard removal, and Ryu has the best rehabilitation program. Hopefully Regieleki will recover before the release of Winds and Waves.
My name is Barney, and I'm an alcoholic.
Mr. Gumble, this is a Girl Scout meeting.
Is it? Or is it that you girls can't admit you have a problem?
I'll damn you good, you filthy bug! Why won't you love me, Dad? I'll be anything you want me to be. I want you to be dead!
Araquanid was last seen sticking his webs up. When Araquanid was reported missing, the eyewitness saw what could only be described as a meltdown from a rabid feather duster. After PU's dissatisfaction with Galvantula, PU craved something greater. So on July 1st, they raided Nevada University, taking Araquanid with them. You were absent during the raid, but how did it make you feel?
Meh.
Understandable. You guys don't care about webs all that much. Hazard Stack has put you in a real chokehold, so you're already prepped for webs by default. And it seems like PU is happy to have Araquanid around. Not for webs, but because water bubble liquidations hit like a truck. With its massive special bulk and natural burn immunity, it'll serve as the best Milotic counter. With the sole exception of Toxicroak, of course.
Listen, somebody just scammed my daughter of her best Adopt Me pet, and I will find you. She plays Roblox, and some little kid out there scammed her. And if I find her name, I'm gonna report her, and you're never gonna mess with my daughter again.
The story you might have heard was that PU has wrongly taken away their precious Arcanine, but after some investigation, the truth is quite the contrary. NU was the one who stole PU. My suspect? Donovan Switchell. He has been using Arcanine for months, leading to its rise in NU. Through either a sudden act of pity or boredom, Donovan returned Arcanine to its home. His motivation for why he did it in the first place remains a mystery. Perhaps he was envious of Uberfiend and wanted to one-up him. Arcanine wasn't all that great in NU anyways.
Alright, nostalgia critic, you're Israel, a country surrounded on all sides by enemies who would happily see you wiped off the map. However, the only thing keeping them at bay is your nuclear arsenal. Now Superman comes in and says he's gonna take that arsenal away. What do you do?
Tell him to help my ass?
Oh, I'm sorry, critic. The correct answer was applaud wildly. Next question, and this one's for the game.
Chansey's sudden disappearance I have come to name the Great Egg Caper of 26. The PU player base was struggling with the big special threats within the tier. They had Snorlax and Porygon too, but they craved something greater. Something excellent. A few of PU's players put together a heist that would result in NU having one less fat blob. They figured never used Win and Miss her. Stall is abysmal. How vulnerable to common spike stacking and knockoff it was. Most of the special threats in the tier didn't care about Chansey's gargantuan special bulk, as they could overpower it through cheaper means.
I tell you what. Yes, sir.
The Kilowattrel case is quite a... Oh, you're here. Well, NU hasn't been kind to you lately, huh? Yes, well, from what I've read, you struggle with making ends meet because of your reliance on a move that hits 70% of the time, and your bulk gives you questionable defensive utility. Had to give up Hurricane for the pathetic Air Slash. You're also not fond of Duraludon taking over. Had you made into a Volt Switch bot, but it seems... You, a Flamigo check? Hard to believe when you're this frail. Oh, I see. I underestimated you. You swear to tell the truth, and only the truth, about what happened that day? Frogs are pretty damn good at calling your bullshit. Now don't play victim. I have the evidence to prove you stockpiled wealth to bribe the common people of NU to avoid dropping to PU. And I also have proof that you led to Wu-Chan dropping too. Called him a turd covered in leaves. Not cool, dude. See for yourself, Kilo. This is the face of a snail heartbroken by your words. You did this. What is this? What does this prove? Is this some kind of bird joke you're playing? Because right now your comedy is missing more than your hurricanes. The only thing that's landing is you into the prison bars. Sorry, Tentacruel, but I don't think you qualify as an emotion. This is bullshit! You let Braviary in!
Fighting for American freedom is an important step to a person's life. How about you leave the fucking Bible?
Stupid bird. Okay, what else? What else do we got? What else?
Tentacruel was last seen eating at Long John Silver's. Why he was there? I don't know. I wasn't aware people even ate there. Tentacruel's title as the Gangster of the Sea is not a fluke. He's been distributing Rapid Spin all across Paldea to keep others from stacking hazards. Anyone who went against the flow of distribution was whacked. Tentacruel bribed the low ladder players to keep him afloat, and even influenced the overused ladder at one point. But it appears his power over the NU tier has dwindled. Tentacruel is forced to compete with NU's best bulky waters. You would assume its trademark Rapid Spin alone would carry Tentacruel to staple status. However, the common hazard setters of NU do not fall for its intimidation tactics, because they realize Tentacruel's matchup against them isn't very great. Swampert, Flygon, and Rhyperior scare Tentacruel with Earthquake. Caporaja can knock its item, which limits the turns it has to spin. Bronzong doesn't like eating knock, but Tentacruel also hates Psychic Noise. What's worse, Tentacruel was outshined by the new Gangster of the Sea, Tatsugiri, an inferior PU Pokemon. That is because Tatsugiri had recovery, can dish some real damage, and it hard-walled Vaporeon for easy spin opportunities. I'll be keeping a close track on Tentacruel and PU, whether it can compete with Milotic, Globro, and Cramorant for its niche, or die trying. Oh. Good for him.
George?
I'm dying, Theodore.
Thwackey's been whacked. Thwackey was last seen buying sunflower seeds from Walmart. I've spent weeks figuring out my suspect by scrolling through the Grassy Terrain files. This is a document containing all the people who prayed for Grassy Terrain's downfall. The Django, Etern, Lucas 13, even Uberfiend. Allegedly, they believed Grassy Terrain wasn't broken, but it was uncompetitive because it was uninteractive. You had to have the proper counterplay. It became less about outplaying the Terrain team, and more about hoping you get a good matchup into them. Bulky Espeon, Grafaiai, and more could sweep games off the benefits granted by Grassy Seed. In the words of the great Uberfiend, "You thought I was gonna vote to keep that hot dog water mayonnaise crust under your teeth having playstyle in my never used tier? Porygon 2 didn't actually go missing. It dropped to the ZU ban list, so it's still only usable in PU or above. Less tier shift boosted the overall bulk and power of PU. Globro is the latest competition for Porygon 2 as a slow and sturdy special attacker, and its typing is more suited for the meta. Its vulnerability to knockoff reduces the amount of opportunities it has to come in. Oh, and there was also something about passing off AI art as their own work. If I ever become an AI slop channel, then don't hesitate to put me out of my misery with this bullet, cause I'd already be dead. Winter lasts about as long as Frosmoth did in PU, after it was unbanned due to the Terrablast ban, which was 3 months. Quiverdance sets are significantly worse now, which leaves Frosmoth with its solid defensive set. But even so, it's difficult to splash onto teams because of its lack of reliable recovery and extra utility. Frosmoth attempted an assassination on Finchinator. His plan was to give him tickets to see Death of a Salesman, and while he's distracted by the intrinsic beauty of theater, Frosmoth was gonna shoot Finchinator at the stage. Oh no! The plan looked like it was going well at first, till Frosmoth melted because the play was just so fire. Kids at school don't like me because I'm not like the other girls. I'm a quirky girl who nobody understands.
Your life is nothing. You serve zero purpose.
But then I found out I have these crazy powers. Did I just do that or something? And here I am in this wacky, magical world full of colorful characters. Whoa, it's just like the Owl House.
It's nothing like the Owl House.
Mismagius was just the result of a money laundering scheme from Outcasts. It doesn't do anything that other nasty plot users couldn't do but better. Despite the lower speed, Hoopa is regarded as the superior Spectre here in PU. Also, there's 6 fucking dark types.
Let's see. A something by any other name.
Carnation, peony.
Now, they did that on last week's Marlowe.
What about Daisy?
Chrysanthemum.
Iris? Rose? What about Rose?
Did you say Rose?
Yeah, Rose.
Ooh, Rose is good.
Rose by any other name. Yeah, that works.
I like
All right.
it a lot.
Okay. All right, moving on.
Hey, what about Tulip?
Rose is fine. Moving on.
Pkmn was the underachiever of PU, having everything it needed to be good, but being in the unfortunate position of competing with Palmont and Heracross, some of the most dangerous Pokemon in the tier. But Pkmn's also my lead for finding out who is responsible for all the missing Pokemon. Why? Because he can draw, and he knows who I'm looking for. Go ahead, Pkmn, draw it out for me. Dear God, it's... Well, Valplume. It's been a while. Uberfiend couldn't answer your calls this time, huh? Well, I knew you'd fall off eventually, given how hopelessly outclassed by Venusaur, Galarian, Slowbro, and Amoonguss you are. But never would I have guessed you were the culprit behind everything. Did you need everyone else to take the fall with you just to feel satisfied? Wait, the information from my Pokedex is telling me you're Vileplume. But my heart says otherwise! Who the hell are you? How could you possibly tell? You're bald? No, I'm... Didn't think someone who couldn't comprehend children's movies could pull off a scheme like this. If you weren't corny and misogynistic, I'd say you earned my respect. Let me guess. After your obsession review made you the laughingstock of the internet, you fled to the one place the internet won't follow you, Gen 9 PU. And then you orchestrated all these drops just to feel like you're a part of something. Am I correct? Well, no, I was just answering a call, and this was the only way I can get your attention. What call?
Hey, Alex Myers. Fuck you. The only reason you didn't understand Inside Out 2 is because you're a lame-ass millennial reaching 40. If you want to prove me wrong, then best of 3 me right fucking now.
You've sunken the ship in clear waters. All you had to do was keep your mouth shut, but... here you are now, crawling to my 6K sub-ass just to best of 3 me. Sure, what's your Smogon account? Bear is not that bad 26. Bear is not that bad. Okay. And do you want me to send a challenge or... Yeah, that's fine. Alright, cool. Okay, you should get it by now. Get ready, Amphibians, because you won't be prepared for the absolute thrashing I'm gonna... Dude, you could have at least brought a sample team. I'm not even good at mons. Like, what is this? Why is your Dark Resist Meowscarada? Despite everything I've said about you, you're not my enemy. I have no enemies. No one does. Why waste energy festering on negativity and the people who make you angry when that same energy can be used to better yourself? Which is why you'll never catch me become a drama YouTuber. Well, that wraps it up. Caso cerrado.
Because you two fits where the blue fits.
What are your thoughts? Were you surprised to find out who the culprit is? Or were you able to guess that it was Alex Myers? If you say yes, you're lying. Also, which drop hurts your soul the most? Thank you for watching. And remember, don't be bare. Wait, what's going on outside? Oh, holy crap! The Argentina players are fighting right next to the Waffle House!
All the days became so long. Did you really think I'd do you wrong?
Ennui, where's your phone?
Don't need it.